ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We will begin with chanting shloka number 17. Om Upendro Vamanah Pramshuramogha Shuchirurjitah Atindras Sangrahas Sargodhritatma Niyamo Yamaha Vedyo Vaidya Sada Yogi Viraha Madhavo Madhu अतीन्द्रियो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महाद्युतिः अनिर्देश्य वपुः श्रीमानमेयात्मा महादृधृक् महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सताङ्गतिः अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्पतिः. In this 20th shloka, we have seen the first 4 names up to Satangatihi, and we need to start from Aniruddha. Aniruddha, Acharya Shankara writes, Na kenapi pradhurbhaveshu niruddha iti aniruddha. In another words, it is called as Satya Sankalpaha. What does that mean? That activity whichever he may take up as Ishvara of this whole universe, it is his Satya Sankalpa. What is the Satya Sankalpa? The Sankalpa of Bhagavan can never be a failure. All Satya Sankalpas are like that. When we have a Sankalpa without any Swartha but with Dridha Nishchaya, these two are very, very important. One, Dridha Nishchaya to achieve whatever is the Sankalpa, and two, Niswartha, not for the sake of personal gain, but for the sake of Loka Kalyanartham. If we take any Sankalpa, it is called as Satya Sankalpa, and such a Sankalpa will be successful. How do you say? Because the very fact there is no Swartha in that Sankalpa, the mind is rendered relaxed. Whenever there is Swartha in that, the mind will be disturbed, mind will be agitated, mind will be restless. Will I achieve? Can I achieve? Can I do it? Will I reach there? All these are born out of Swartha. And any activity where there is Swartha, there will be confusion, there will be disturbance, there will be agitation. This is law. Whether you like it or not, accept it or not, know it or not, believe it or not, whatever. This is law. Wherever there is no Swartha, it is called as Satya Sankalpa. Coming to Bhagavan, where is the need for Swartha? He is everything. Therefore, all Sankalpas made by Bhagavan will happen without any hindrance. Na kenapi pradurbhaveshu niruddha. In no way there will be any obstruction, hindrance, trouble whenever Bhagavan makes a Sankalpa. Bhagavan makes Sankalpa again for Loka Kalyanartham. Whatever may be the Sankalpa, now what we out of our own limited intellect, out of our own egoistic thinking only, we will say all the natural calamities are happening, it is Bhagavan's, punishment and things like that. But frankly speaking, even those calamities are constructive destruction. When man brings in calamity, man makes some disturbance, it is destructive destruction. Whereas Bhagavan, even if there is calamity, it is a constructive destruction. Bhagavan will never make anything which is not good for all the creatures, created by him only. When he has created And when he himself is everything, why should he bring trouble to anything? So, the trouble, the hindrance, the obstruction is only from our standpoint. It is from our ignorant intelligence. Think. Our intellect does not understand the truth behind. Whereas Bhagavan's is Satya Sankalpa. Therefore, na kenapi pradurbhaveshu niruddha iti aniruddha. The name Aniruddha has come to him because nothing can obstruct his will and wish. Continuing. Suranandaha. This is well known. Suran anandayati iti Suranandaha. Suran meaning what? All the celestial beings, the gods. Anandayati, out of his will, he brings joy to all of them. How do I say so? Whenever there are issues, there are some problem, then Devatas, as long as they can handle it, they will not disturb Bhagavan. They will handle it very efficiently. They are all in that position because of their abilities. They are given that portfolio because of their abilities. Therefore, they are capable of handling. However, they don't take it to themselves and say, I can do it. They always surrender at the feet of Bhagavan and then say, Bhagavan, it is through your blessings everything is happening. And whenever they raise their ego, Bhagavan waits. Bhagavan will not spare them. We see such a beautiful episode in our Upanishads itself. Kena Upanishad, for example, there is a Yaksha who comes and puts down the ego of all the Devatas. In the form of Yaksha he comes, and then they realize that Yaksha is none other than Bhagavan. They try to overpower him out of their own ahankara, and then Bhagavan puts them down. Bhagavan will give them enough space. That is why I said, Bhagavan will give a long rope, even to us. Bhagavan will give a long rope. Why? He has trust in us that even though we are in the wrong path, at one point we will change for good. At some point of time, we will correct ourselves. He will give us a longer rope. But when we are not ready to change, he will give one beating. That is what is Gadha meant for. We had discussed about this. Chaturbhuja, when we discussed this. One beating he will give. When we are shaken. And once we are shaken, if we don't learn from that experience, then Chakra is waiting for us. Think. So he will protect. And even Gadha or Chakra is meant only to correct us. It is not to punish us from that standpoint like what we think of punishment. It is again with love he will beat. Like a mother beats the child so that the child will come out of that hangovers of wrongdoing and it will change to good. Think. There is a very beautiful story. One criminal, he becomes a very hardcore criminal. He kills many people, he steals many things, and so many wrong activities he does. And then finally he is jailed several times and released. But in spite of it, he doesn't get out of that particular way of life. Then finally the court administers the final sentence. What is that? IPC 302, death sentence. At that time, the court asks that criminal, what is your last wish? Tomorrow morning you will be hanged. What is your last wish? That criminal says, I want my mother to be hanged before me. The whole court is shocked. What are you talking? Are you in senses? He says, yes, I am in senses. I know what I am speaking. Then the judge asked, what makes you say so? Then the criminal says, when I stole a pencil when I was in school, my mother patted me and saying, you saved my money. Then when I stole some books when I was in college, again my mother patted me and said, very good, you know how to earn. And now I am standing in front of you as a hardcore criminal because I was not beaten that day when I stole the pencil. I was not, rightly punished when I stole the books. Then my mind got used to it. My mind enjoyed quick benefits, quick earning. And that gave me more pleasure because I could buy a lot of things. I could enjoy my life. I could eat whatever I want. If my mother had obstructed me then and there, punished me then and there, probably I would have got rectified. Probably I would have become a better person. He says, Bhagavan knows when to give a beating and when to give them joy. The whole Swargaloka, what we know, what we have heard, not we know because we have not yet gone there, thank God. We are still here, we have to do a lot of punya karma to go there. And in Swargaloka, everything is happy only. There is no suffering. There was one very excellent speaker who said, in Swargaloka, there is no roga. Therefore, doctors don't go there, they say. He said, as a lighter way. Meaning what? There is no pain, there is no suffering. There is only joy. That is why everybody wants to go to Swargaloka. Nobody wants to go to Naraka. Why one doesn't want to go to Naraka? Because they will be put into frying oil. Descriptions. We go with the descriptions, you see. One may say, all this are all just like that. Nobody will put you in frying. It is a description. What does that mean? In Swarga, we will be happy. In Naraka, we will be in pain. And both are here and now where we are. Our own karma brings us karma phala. Wherever karma phala is joyful, it is Swarga. Wherever karma phala is painful, it is Naraka. Therefore, the more I do good karma, the more I will be blessed with happiness. Think. Same thing. Suran anandayati. Bhagavan keeps the suras, the celestial beings who have gained that position because of goodness, he keeps them happy all the time. Therefore, Surananda. Then comes Govindaha, which also appears in as of the 539th name. What is Govindaha? Govindaha, we know one Govinda. Who is that? That blue boy of Vrindavan who has got a flute in his hand and mesmerizes everybody. This Govinda we know. But what is the true meaning of Govinda? Go also means Veda. We will see. Nashtam vai dharanim purvamavindam vai guhagatam Govinda iti tena aham devaihi vagbhirabhishtutaha. To summarize, because I found the earth that was hidden in the lower regions. Nashtam vai dharanim. Dharanim means earth. The earth, nashtam, it was lost as though. Where purvamavindam vai guhagatam. Guhagatam. What is guhagatam? Somewhere in the lower regions. It is a manner of saying, it is actually was taken by the asuras and then they kept somewhere hidden. Because I found the earth and brought it The earth survived, in a manner of saying. The devatas, devaihi, tena aham vagbhirabhishtuta Govinda iti. They called me Govinda. Why do they say so? Govinda means the one who protected the earth and protected every Jiva Rashi of the earth. Therefore, I am called Govinda. This is found in the Mahabharata Shanti Parva. Now the last word in the 20th shloka is Govidam Patihi. Here the meaning says Gam Vindati iti Govindaha. Ga means Veda. Gau means cow. Ga means Veda. Gam Vindati iti Govindaha. The one who knows the Veda, who has understood the Veda, or rather, he is the very subject matter of Veda. Therefore, go, the words of Veda is go with. The one who understands the words of Veda is go with Veti. The one who knows is called as Veti. And that which is known is called Veda. So, Govinda here means the one who has understood the Veda and its inner import. The Bhagavan is Govidam Patihi. He is the Lord of Govidam. Govidam meaning all those who have understood Veda. All those saints and sages who has understood the Veda and who has understood the Supreme Being and who has understood Brahman, among them, even among them, Bhagavan is Pati. He is a Lord of all those who knows Veda. This is what is called as Govidam Patihi. Tesham Patir Vishesheneti. Tesham Patir Vishesheneti Govidam Patihi. With this, the 20th shloka is over. Yesterday, we said we will take up 21st, but I think we will take up 21st shloka in the next series. We will conclude it with this 20th shloka. I have an announcement to make. Please hold on. Don't switch off the mobile. Alright. With this, we have concluded the 20th shloka and this series. I thank you all for inspiring me time and again by not only being with me in this sadhana of learning. Both of us are learning together. I thank you all again for your support, even the monetary support because of which we are able to run this ashram properly. Therefore, I thank all donors and I thank all viewers for inspiring us. Now, I wanted to tell you about one very interesting program. We all know that the greatest grantha, the greatest shastra, one among the Prasthanatraya is Bhagavad Gita. And today we have in YouTube plenty of people speaking on Bhagavad Gita. Innumerable people have spoken on Bhagavad Gita. That popular is a text, that wonderful is a text. However, we found a lot of people mispronouncing the words, not splitting the sandhi properly. If we don't know the words properly, if you don't split the sandhi properly, then the meaning will become drastic. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya. That is the way it has to be split. The word is abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. But the way several places the split is because people who have not understood the actual word properly. Abhyuttanam adharmasya. That is the way it has to be split. So like that there are several places where errors, drastic errors have taken place. With that in mind, I thought there has been a very good response from all of you for all our chanting sessions like Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all these chanting sessions, all of you have loved and many of you have responded. Therefore, we thought as a very important aspect of our sadhana, we will take up this learn to chant Bhagavad Gita systematically. December 14th happens to be Gita Jayanti. And from December, on that day, December 14th, you will see it here, the information. The introductory session will be on Gita Jayanti. It is not introductory session on Gita Jayanti, though the word is like that. The introductory session of Bhagavad Gita chanting classes will be on Gita Jayanti day, the 14th December on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. This a little later time I have taken for the convenience of many people to come home, settle down after their work or college or school or whatever and settle down properly, and 8:30 generally all are available. Exceptions are always there. So 8:30 it will be a half an hour session. Like how we learnt Lalita Sahasranama, Bhagavad Gita also will be a half an hour session, 8:30 to 9. However, since it will be there in the YouTube or in our YouTube channel, you may also, even if you miss it, you can always learn it later. From, you will see the dates there, 16th to 22nd of every month, we will have this Gita chanting classes, where we will learn exactly how it is to be chanted, exactly the pronunciation, all that I will teach before I start the class. This program will be only online. YouTube and Facebook, it will be there. And we will conclude it in 1 year's time. So the next Gita Jayanti, that is 2022 Gita Jayanti, we will have a mega chanting program in front of our ashram, where there is a small ground there. With the permission from the corporation, we will all gather and take up to the mega chanting. By the time Corona would have already gone, don't worry. All right. So with that in mind, we are starting this Gita chanting session. This is only for the local people to read it in Kannada, the same information. So 16th to 22nd, from December 2021 to till December 2022, we will have our focus on Bhagavad Gita chanting classes. All right. My humble request is, please inform others. Please share this idea. We will also share it in our WhatsApp groups. If you are not there in the WhatsApp group, you have the number here, 807-3044-870. Please register this number in your phone and then send a message to that with your name and say, please add my number. If you do that, then you will get the information. We will get these particular posters, 2 posters what I am showing here. You will get it in your WhatsApp portal. Then you may please share it to as many as people, because it's a wonderful opportunity to learn it systematically. When the opportunity is there, we should also make others also part of it so that we help them to learn properly. With that in mind, please, my request is to kindly share these posters as soon as it comes. We still have time, 1 month's time, but now itself I am announcing because it takes time for you to spread the word in your family groups, in your among your colleagues, neighbors, relatives, etc., 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 friends, everywhere in all groups. Please share. So as many people, and the time is also very convenient, 8:30. Therefore, please do join us from the 16th to 22nd of every month starting December 2021. With that, my announcements are over. We will conclude with a small, I know we are concluding it early today because I want to take the 21st shloka in the next series, because otherwise we will not complete the shloka. Let us not keep it half done. Therefore, we will take it to the next series. Now we will chant Nama Sankirtan for 2 minutes. Please join us. Om Namo Narayanaaya. 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 Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanaayeti samarpayami. Narayanaayeti samarpayami. Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.